Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. It's great to see you all as always. I'm Demi Mohammed, the Program Assistant at the Freer Gallery of Art, and we thank you for joining us today for our art-based meditation session brought to you by the National Museum of Asian Art. Today's meditation will be led by Aparna as we focus on a woodblock print from Japan that is dated from 1887 during the Meiji era by artist Kawanabe Kiyose. Again, we thank you for joining us, and I'll pass it to Aparna to get us started.
Thank you so much, Demi, for opening up today's session. Namaste to everybody who's here. I hope your Friday is coming along well and you're slowly unwinding towards the weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us and sharing your presence in this art-based meditation. Now, as Demi shared, today's practice is inspired by a woodblock print of a figure known as Shoki. But I'll tell you why we chose this artwork for today. As we are celebrating this month, we're celebrating the Chinese Lunar New Year. We thought we'll take inspiration from some of the practices that we learned are practiced during this time. And after this meditation, we would love for anyone who has a cultural practice and would like to share about their thoughts about today's artwork to say a few words. And the reason why we chose this figure today is because Shoki is known as Zonghui in Chinese culture, and his pictures are placed on the doors or on the houses of people during the Chinese New Year. And he turns out to be someone who quells demons, especially demons that are linked to ill health and so on. And we thought that this is so perfect for this time that we're all transitioning through in the pandemic. And we wanted to bring in a meditation inspired by Zonghui. So without much ado, let me go ahead and share the picture, the image of our artwork. So this is this triptych. It's got these three parts. It's a woodblock print from 1887 Meiji era. And we will practice a meditation which will involve close looking. And we will also meditate to the qualities of letting go or non-attachment and transformation. So we'll come back to this picture again, but for now, let's take a moment to settle down for our practice. So please find a way to sit comfortably with an upright spine. Relax your shoulders. You may close your eyes, but if that feels not so meditative, you can always lower your gaze. And we'll take this first minute of our practice to simply arrive. There are many ways we can do that. One of them is to bring our attention to how the body is placed in space. You can notice where the body is touching something supporting the body. You can bring awareness to how the body is rising from these foundations. You can also visualize the body's presence in the context of the space that you are in. Sometimes when we try to bring our attention to the body, we might notice that it likes to wander away, maybe magnetized to something that's not a part of this moment. And if that's happening, always let's acknowledge it. And then with a deep breath in, let's arrive into the here and the now. So in that spirit, let's share 3 breaths, breathing in here, breathing out in the now. And with the breath, as we arrive into the here and the now, we could go on to connect our attention to what's happening in the body, whatever is unfolding, making an observation of that. So, without any judgments, just to know what's present in the body, please bring your awareness to your feet. Notice the sensations in the feet. Notice the space within the outline of the feet. Can we take the time to know the feet through these sensations and the space within? So we don't have to see the feet or move them in order to know that they're here now. And let the feet be. Let's raise our awareness up into the lower legs. The knees and the thighs. The seat. The hips. The chest and the abdomen. The entire back, shoulder blades, lower back, the spine. The shoulders. And then let the torso be. We'll bring awareness to the arms and hands, observing the sensations there. And the space containing those sensations. Then let the arms be. Let's bring this awareness now into the neck and the head. Then bring awareness to the entire body's sensations. And the space within the body where these sensations can manifest themselves. Just for the next 5 breaths, can we stay in this awareness of the body as a living field of consciousness where thoughts, emotions, feelings, and sensations can express themselves. Breathing in, we're here. Breathing out, now. You can think of your observation of the bodily sensations at this moment like a timestamp. This will serve as our reference to compare how the body feels as we engage with the artwork for today. Also, just before we take a look at the artwork, let's also practice a breath technique that's generally known to be calming. Ujjayi breathing. softly engage your throat as if to whisper. And with that, breathe in and out. And then from this place of being embodied, we're really present with our attention. Let's open our eyes and let's go on to look at this triptych woodblock print. And as you can see, this image can be quite charged and alive for our experience. So if that becomes overwhelming at any time, you can close your eyes, maybe look away from it, and you can focus on your breath instead. You can even place a palm on the chest and continue with Ujjayi breathing in order to seek refuge anytime you need to. First, we could start by noticing what are the different figures in this image. And then we could notice the relative size and space given to each of these characters as a way of knowing the significance or the greatness. So the characters that the artist wanted to give more importance to are much larger than the others. And in that sense, we will notice our attention drawn to this really warrior like figure who has a very fierce and wrathful expression. He seems to be wielding a sword. He's riding a tiger. And the flowy nature of his robes, the movement of the tassels in his sword convey a sense of movement, as if this is a moment frozen when he must have been charging, mounted on the tiger, charging at these other figures to the viewer's left. As you observe the expressions of these figures that are being attacked, what do you notice? And what's going on in this scene is also enhanced by the movement of these three figures in all different directions. Like they're running hither, thither to escape from the wrath of this warrior. We'll also take a moment to turn this picture around so we can see clearly the faces, the expressions of some of these smaller figures. And as we look at this particular figure here, how does it add to the narrative that's going on? And now, if we look at the entire picture, how does it feel? What is the sense of emotion that is being conveyed when we look at this triptych, turning it around to vertical alignment? And as we see this charged scene, if we were to close our eyes and just check in with ourselves, what are the sensations? What are the emotions being invoked? Where do we notice those sensations in the body? Maybe we're noticing some involuntary shifts in our bodily position. Can we make our own adjustments so we can accommodate the experience of this moment, the response to this artwork? So we're relaxing into that experience, settling down, still being connected to the mind, breath, and the body. And now we'll come back to looking at the image, focusing on this word as a weapon to off, cut off something that is no longer purposeful. In that spirit, we could think of this word as an instrument of non attachment. So let's reflect on ourselves and think about anything that is no longer purposeful. Could be a habitual way of being, thinking, acting. And each of those could be one of these demons that deflect us from the path to feeling more aligned within and more aligned with the universe. Demons that become obstacles on the path. Anything that is best that we let go of. Let's imagine all of these becoming shreds of paper within the body. The impressions of these qualities held in different spaces of the body, like shreds of paper. And let that be. As you breathe in, imagine a stream of light rising up to your crown. And as you breathe out, imagine that stream of light flowing down your spine all the way down to the tailbone. With each breath, let the stream of light energize the central axis of your body in the spine. When the spine is charged with all of this light, now imagine these shreds of paper, symbolic of the qualities we want to let go of. Shreds of paper being attracted to the spine, the energy absorbing all of these into the spine, kind of accumulating down into the spinal column. And then as we continue to inhale those streams of light, let the light push all of the stuff down into the earth. Imagine all those qualities being flushed down to be recycled by Mother Earth. So the body can be restored with qualities of feeling light and spacious, carrying only that which is purposeful, which is in alignment. And when that is complete, may we open our eyes. Now gaze at the tiger. Again, if the ferociousness of this image is taking your breath away, you're welcome to take a few deep breaths, go inwards. But as the tiger devours this demon, yes, there is some bloodshed. We can also think of this as a process of transformation. A transformation that happens when we embrace fearlessly the challenges on the path. A fearlessness that comes when we're able to digest life's experiences and see opportunities disguised as challenges. And this quality of digestion, which is vested in the abdomen, is related to an energy current called the Samana Vayu. So let's place our palms around the navel, noticing the belly expand as we inhale. The belly drawing into the spine as we exhale. If you wish to, you You can practice this awareness of breathing by doing your breaths a little faster. So each breath also generates a sense of warmth in the body. Continue with your breathing. This breathing pattern called Bhastrika activates the Samana Vayu, somewhat like a blacksmith working the bellows. And as the practice generates warmth, this is like kindling the fire element within ourselves. Fire that can consume and transform. Fire that's representative of all chemical transformation. So, what is it that we could choose to transform about ourselves so we can transform to be more in harmony and alignment? What habits may we transform so our choice of lifestyle becomes naturally healthy, supporting the needs of the mind, body, in the context of the times we're living in. What may we transform about ourselves so this good health automatically becomes a pathway to prosperity and well-being. And how may we transform our intentions so that well-being leads to the well-being of this entire world. With the intention to transform, with the intention that the entire world be well, the entire world be disease-free, the entire world sees all the goodness of life. May the entire world be free from suffering. This is the meaning of the Sanskrit prayer that is about to follow. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Peace be to all, peace be to all, peace be to all. Joining palms in prayer. Let's close this practice by bowing to the light within ourselves, bowing to the creative energy of the artist who created this work of art, and that served as our inspiration today. May we bow to the light of all the teachings of yoga and the teachers through whom we received them. And finally, may we bow to the light that shines through each one of us here in this practice today. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your presence and practice with us.